The real name of Young Pappy was Shaquan Thomas, and he became one of the most famous and important drill rappers in Chicago. His story is exciting because it involves fame, violence, and a never-ending drive for success in the rap business, as well as the dangerous streets of Chicago. In this video, we will look at the life and music career of a young artist who died too soon. Early life and introduction to music. His journey into music started at a very young age, which is pretty amazing. He grew up in the uptown neighborhood of Chicago and began rapping when he was only 4 years old. His brother Boo Double supported him. He was very good at playing with words and would often spend hours reading the dictionary to find new words that rhymed. He got the name Pappy from his grandma, and it would become the name that defined his career as a rapper. He started making music when he was very young, but he did not start putting his songs on sites like YouTube until 2007 when he was 12 years old. But his journey was anything but easy. Unfortunately, Pappy's childhood was rough, and this would have an effect on his music. Involvement in the streets. As a child, Young Pappy had a hard time with his family because his parents were divorced and he moved around a lot. As a kid, he got more and more involved with Chicago's dangerous street life. At first, he got into small fights and brought marijuana to school, which were not very serious offenses. But as his number of juvenile arrests rose, his participation in the streets grew. Pappy joined the Pooh Bear Gang and the 2-6/Taking Funds Gang, which are both well-known gangs. The PBG, a group within the Gangster Disciples, had a lot to do with the insane cutthroat gangsters. A member called Pooh Bear was very close to Young Pappy. Sadly, Pooh Bear died in 2012. He wrote about how he wanted his enemies to feel the pain he had felt when his friend died. Another group of Gangster Disciples called TFG was also very active in the uptown area. People who did not like Young Pappy because he was involved with these two well-known gangs were after him. Rise to fame. Young Pappy was eager to make it in the music business, even though his life on the streets was a mess. For some reason, he became more serious about his singing while he was in jail for a gun charge. When he got his music out there, he bought a studio microphone and started making music in a more professional way. His songs did, however, cause some trouble. Some people, like his mother, said that his lyrics and persona were just a front to help his music business. But people on the streets said something different. Young Pappy's music was very real because many of his songs praised crime and gang life. Trouble and rivalries. Lock City and Pooh Bear Gang were in a deadly feud, and Young Pappy was a part of it. It was one of the most important events in his life. According to reports, Pappy shot and hurt a Lock City member, making things worse between the two groups. Because of this competition, Pappy was a well-known target for violence that never stopped. Young Pappy killed his first person in July 2013. According to the Chicago drill scene, the killing was one of the bloodiest murders ever seen. The victim was named Blake Lamb. People in the Rogers Park neighborhood killed Blake Lamb with a gun. It was a horrible crime that shocked the whole city. Notably, Young Pappy and his friends went back to the crime scene after the police came and even took videos that they later shared on Facebook. You know, Young Pappy's fame kept growing, and his music reflected the fights and violence that he faced in real life. Songs like Killa and Shooters helped him become known as a rapper who lived the life he wrote about. Getting in trouble with the law and unwanted attention. As Young Pappy's music became more popular and well-known, his life became more dangerous. A daylight attack in February 2014 hurt him and a few other people who were there, but he amazingly survived. Authorities thought he was involved, but they could not find enough proof to charge him. Because Young Pappy's music got a lot of attention in the neighborhood and endangerment, the cops became very interested in what he was doing. The police wanted to get him off the streets because they thought he was a danger to the public. Young Pappy got 60 days in prison in March 2014 for reckless behavior, but his music was becoming more popular at the same time. The sad ending. Young Pappy was at the top of his game in May 2015. He was writing new songs and almost done with Atlantic Records, which would be his first record deal. He had a big following in Chicago and other places as well. Still, tragedy struck again. Early in the morning on May 29, 2015, Young Pappy was walking with a friend on North Kenmore Avenue when two guys came up behind him and shot him in the back, paralyzing him. The local emergency room took him right away, but at 3 a.m., they said he was dead. People all over the city and beyond were shocked by his untimely death, and the circumstances of his death led to many ideas, one of which was that he was set up. The legacy and effects. When Young Pappy died, it was the end of a bright future in the Chicago drill scene. His music, which showed street life in a real and unfiltered way, kept getting more famous even after he died. Fans who found out about his talent after he died watched millions of new videos on his YouTube account. A lot of people in the rap world thought that Young Pappy could be Chicago's next big star. He stood out because of his flow, energy, and musical skill, and he was about to become famous. Young Pappy's story is sad because his life was cut short before he could fully develop as an artist. His music is still a reminder of how hard life is on the streets of Chicago and the stubbornness of an artist who was determined to make it no matter what. We will always remember Young Pappy through his songs, and he had a huge effect on the Chicago drill scene. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.